Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hope and Coffee. I'm Hope and Coffee, and we have the Argos mug today, helping us hold down the fort as we continue rolling through September, and we only have a few days left. So we are about to get to our last 90-day reboot episode. So I really hope that I will be dropping that episode literally in 4 days, or on September 30th. So hopefully be looking forward to that. But this episode is literally about all the chaos that September has brought. I tell you what, September has been a month. And funny enough, I have just had to roll with it. I tell you what. Let's just start with some of the little things, and we will just, I don't want to say snowball it, but we'll just go from there. So, kind of like, so my podcast has actually been doing pretty good. We have had some really fantastic author interviews. We have been doing really great numbers-wise. There was one particular week that, so our podcast is called Books Are Magical, and we actually started almost 1 year ago this month. And now we did have an episode for House on the Cerulean Sea that Annalicia had done, I think even a year before that, but it was a one-off episode that she had done on her own. But she and I got the ball rolling on that podcast in September of 2022. And we've really been diligent and dedicated to the podcast since then. And so September kind of marks our 1 year anniversary. So this month, we actually had our first week where we broke over 400 listens in a week. And that was phenomenal because usually we average between, I would say between 90 and 115, just on average for listens. But somehow I got an email, like each Monday, we get an email update of just how the podcast is doing each week. And we had actually had over 400 listens on a single week. So that was a phenomenal week, and we were so happy. Not only that, we've been able to interview some amazing and fantastic authors, as well as be on another podcast called Bookish Flights, where we were the ones who got interviewed by a fantastic lady, and we got to talk about some of our favorite books. And we picked a theme, and we kind of chose animal point of views, and me and my two co-hosts, Hannah and Annalicia, each picked a book to talk about with the host of Bookish Flights. So that was our first interview to give, and that was so much fun as well. So that was also a first for us. This month as well, we have been getting a lot of new arcs, and we have been getting a couple other people reaching out to us asking us if we want to do interviews in the coming months. So we've been trying to get that on the book, but we've also kind of shifted our gears a little bit in the podcast to incorporate more what we call fan favorite books, instead of so much books that are just coming up or books that are being released like right now. Where we were doing a lot of advanced reader copy books and trying to release them on the day of, we've really wanted to go back to reviewing books that people really loved and reading those and kind of giving our bookish book club opinion on those. So, sorry about that. We are having a little bit of fall sniffles. Anyway, nevertheless, I am not going to let the fall transition get me down. I am having to buy a new windshield. I went to go see my mom over the weekend because it was an Argos checkup for his veterinary needs, as we are still working with his diabetes. And so this was his 1-month checkup after his diabetic diagnosis. And so that's kind of costing a pretty penny, of course. But on our way to Mom's house, a gravel truck threw a huge rock which tried to literally come through my windshield. So it not only cracked the windshield, but tried to come through it and literally sprayed glass back at me, and literally made like a crater in the windshield, to the point that it of course can't be fixed. It's so bad. It has to be completely replaced. So on top of not only the vet bills, I now have to get a new windshield. And then I had gone to the dentist for just my annual checkup, and apparently my dental insurance is saying they're only covering $9 of my dental visit instead of what I thought was going to be like an out-of-pocket $25 copay. I'm now having to pay pretty much my whole dental visit, which is ridiculously outrageous because I had confirmed they were in network. So that's also a thing as well. So I have been quite overwhelmed with just the way this month has been rolling around. Not only that, I'm still supposed to go back and get some fillings done, and I have to try to confirm to even see if the reason my dentist did, or my dental insurance didn't cover it, is because they are not in network. I guess I have to find that out. And like what's going on, because if they're not in network, I'm not going to get them, I'm not going to use them to fill my fillings if they're not going to pay anymore. So there's that as well. So we had some good stuff podcast wise. We had some not so great stuff, which has been a little more overwhelming after we got back and I say we, me and the 2 pups, so Leo and Argos. After we got back from Georgia on Sunday, I also realized I left Argos's insulin. Actually, Mom called me. I left Argos's insulin in her fridge in Georgia. So here I am panicking that this poor little man now no longer has his insulin that he needs twice a day. And I'm calling all the places I can here in Huntsville to try to run down some insulin on a Sunday. Of course, I can't find it. His blood sugar's like all off. And he makes a couple messes, and I know that stresses him out, which of course continues to throw him off. And so we don't hardly sleep at all on Sunday. So then I have to take a delayed, I have to take like a delay going into work on Monday to try to find a vet that'll sell me his insulin so I can bring that back and get him his shot so we can try to start balancing back out. But then he got a little sick, so then I ended up having to watch him for a little bit of the day as well. So, and then I ended up breaking a nail. So all in all, it's just kind of been a crazy couple of days. I need a break. I just really do. It has, I kind of am glad that we are rolling down to the end of September. I usually love fall. This weather has been phenomenal. Honestly, we've had some gorgeous weather. I could use a little rain because I find rain's just incredibly relaxing. But it also stresses me out when people try to text me and then they double text me like, hey, you're not responding. I'm like, I am overwhelmed. I have just so much going on, and like, I literally just can't sometimes. I literally just can't. But I've been working through it, and I've been trying to figure it out to try to, just make sure everything is covered and good. But anyway, I just wanted to talk to you all a little bit about the fall and the September and the month of the bills, I guess we could say. It's been kind of an odd month. And then now, as we are creeping towards the end of September, we are starting to look at student loans and a government shutdown, all of which will affect me as well. So, yay. So, anyway, until next time, I will see you all on the next page. Have a great one.